so good. I just love this. I'm quite literally in heaven. So nice when you're driving and then you turn the engine off. Makes me just want to stay here and camp in the car. But I have a 3-hour walk. It's supposed to be 2.5 hours, but I think it'll take me 3. I always give myself a bit more time because I'm filming. I've got a 3-hour walk up to Hallelujah Flats, which is in the South Island of New Zealand. It's springtime here in New Zealand, so spring tends to be pretty changeable, 4 seasons in a day, and certainly that's what we're going to have today. It's quite warm. I'm in a t-shirt, and I think I'm going to walk in a t-shirt, but it's going to get to -7 degrees Celsius overnight. So it's a bit of everything. We've got the rain now, it's pretty warm, it's going to get cold overnight, and then tomorrow morning we're going to have the sun. So 4 seasons in a day for sure. I am so looking forward to setting up the tent and the rain tarp and lighting a campfire and just relaxing. Just relaxing. So I hope that you guys are looking forward to that too. I'm going to get on the track, I'm going to get moving, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Thanks for joining me. The rain is here. We're under the trees and it's heavy. So it's going to be really heavy when we get out of the bush onto the flats. Oh, you guys, I'm having other side envy. Don't you think that looks great on that side? What do they say? The grass is always greener on the other side. The camp spots are always better on the other side. So I have to cross this river, which is fine. It's not, I mean, it's high, but it's not dangerous. I'm just going to get very wet feet if I do decide to cross. So let's see what we can find on this side. And then if it's not great, I am totally going over there. I mean, look at that spot there. And then in back there. I'm in love. I'm in love. Okay, but let's just see what's up ahead. Whoa. Okay, let's just watch what's under our feet. We'll see what's up ahead. And if it's no good, I'm crossing the river. Ooh. Got this spot. Wow, spoilt for choice. Spoilt for choice. I like the idea of being out a little bit where I can see the view. Don't want to be stuck away too much. So I'm thinking maybe around here. experiencing what is best described as Tarp wrinkle crisis. Ooh, I hate wrinkles in my car. But it's time to move on. I can't keep fussing about because I actually need to get the tent up and get sorted. This is my brand new Rab Stiltarp. It's tiny. Tiny. I forget how big, I'll have to check and tell you. I'm pretty sure it's 1.5 by 2.4 metres, which is really small compared to what I'm used to. But it's perfect for a little space to eat out under. I don't need my tent to be undercover. My tent is perfectly capable of withstanding the rain and wind, so that's fine. I'm going to get the tent set up, and then actually I need to get into some dry warm clothes because I can tell it's very cold. Like I said earlier on, I think I might have told you that it's going to be -7 tonight, so it is cooling down. I'm fine as I'm working, but my hands are really cold, so I know that it's cold. Right, tent time, and then I'll catch up with you. I just brought my one-person tent with me today. I usually love having the two-person tent when the weather's not great, because it gives me so much more room, and I can move around inside the tent with all my gear, and this makes life so much nicer at camp. But just lately I've just had such heavy packs and my body's really feeling it. My body's a bit tired. When I take Indy with me and I'm winter camping, I have a two-person tent, 2 sleeping bags, 2 mats, a big tarp. It's just crazy. It's such a heavy pack. So I decided this time around I was going to go a whole lot lighter. Just cutting down in little ways, a smaller tarp, a one-person tent, no chair to sit in, not bringing Indy. I know it's a bit sad, I can't bring her here anyway, it's a national park, but it was strategic as well. Carrying the extra gear that I need for her is quite an ask for me on my body. So recently I've been hiking up to the top of a mountain in the snow. I've done hot tent camping where I've carried a hot tent and a wood stove like an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes up into the mountains, like going up fairly high. And it's just tiring, you guys, it's tiring. So today I'm keeping it simple-ish. I have one luxury item, and that is a mat to put out here in my eating area. I've got a cup of tea on the boil. So while there's virtually no rain, however there is snow just up there, brand new snow. Oh my gosh, and just up here, brand new snow just up on the hill. Seeing as it isn't raining right now, let's go down to the river and get some more water. I like to fill up when I'm empty, even though the river is close. because it's much nicer to have your water just there with you on hand rather than having to make the trip out, like maybe when it starts pouring. Do you ever enjoy a cup of tea or coffee or wine? Do you ever enjoy them as much as when you are out in the middle of nowhere, in the cold, after a long walk? I don't know. I certainly don't. Oh, this is just absolute bliss. I'm really thirsty, so I've made a massive cup of tea, so I think I might let that tea bag brew for a while, otherwise it's going to be too weak. Oh. Now somewhere in here is a little treat, and I just feel like I need the energy, so I'm going to indulge. Oh. I'm not sure how well that footage of the snow came out for you guys. Just up there where I can see the new snow, I can also see some rain. So I have a feeling the rain's on its way back. There it is. Oh my goodness. So excited. Tell you what. So easy to be grateful for small things. I love it. right. First thing we need is a nice base of sticks so that when the embers fall down, I've got something to catch onto. Because the ground is so wet, I'm going to put a lot of sticks on the bottom. It's sort of that reverse pyramid idea that, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I was always taught to, you know, build in a pyramid where you sort of light inside with your little bit of your fire starter or your newspaper or whatever it was, and then you had your tiny sticks and then bigger and bigger as you went out. And the reverse pyramid way of lighting a fire is sort of the opposite, that you've got all the big logs at the bottom, and then you kind of have the thinner ones and thinner ones and thinner ones, and then the kindling on the top. The idea being that the embers, as they're created with the kindling, sort of fall down onto the next layer rather than relying on the heat to go up to connect with the layer on top. So I was thinking through my strategy when I was collecting my firewood. Because tomorrow morning is going to be so cold, I think it's only going to be -1 at 9 AM, and that's about the time I'll leave. I'd like to have a fire in the morning, but I think to get this going in these conditions I'm going to have to use a lot of fire lighters. And so what I'll do is use most of my fire starters for this fire, leave a couple for the morning, and then what I'll do is put a whole lot of firewood, like kindling. I've got something in my eye. A whole lot of kindling around the outside here to dry, and then I'll stash it sort of under the vestibule of my tent. Try and keep it dry. Hopefully I'll be able to get a fire going in the morning. I don't even know if I'm going to get a fire going tonight. This wood is so wet. It's actually comical. It's a joke. I'm actually not confident at all. Oh, I just wish I'd brought some dry wood with me. Oh. This is the thing when you're doing, I'm not doing ultralight camping, but when you're doing lightweight stuff, you're just always compromising. Mixtail Tiny Pump. I don't recommend many things, but this is amazing. Stoking the fire and inflating my mat. Taking an hour to get a fire going is all just part of the fun, by the way, you guys. It's all just part of the fun. I think what might make this a bit more fun, though, is a glass of red wine. So, I'm going to get that warming up in my belly. Just got a little bit, about half a glass of wine. I don't want it to impact my sleep or judgment. Gosh, I'm sensible. But it's just such a treat. I can't be drinking cold red wine, so get it heating up. Just gently side. I still need to do more work on this fire, believe it or not, because I'm putting bigger pieces over the top to dry them out, so that hopefully by the time they fall down into the flames they're able to catch on. But I also need to put little tiny kindling pieces in between them every now and then. I'm optimistic though, folks. I'm optimistic. Ever the optimist. Casualty from the firewood chopping. What's the best way to describe my fire? It's high maintenance. It is rather a diva. Unless I am giving it my full attention, it's just not happy. But I have been thinking a lot about gratitude today. Ooh, sorry. That is very smoky. I've been thinking a lot about gratitude today. And how gratitude builds contentment. The more grateful you feel, the less you feel like you need. The more content you are just to be in the moment. It's raining. I just put the camera umbrella away. Now, I don't want to lose this one fire. That would be very sad, but I need to put the umbrella on top of the camera because it was raining again.
You guys can't see the camera obviously, but it's quite hysterical. I have a bracket on it
That's got 2 lights, an umbrella and a microphone. It is quite a sight. Right, I tipped everything out of my food bag, but I might just leave it all out actually. It's much easier to see everything when it's laid out, even if it doesn't look like the prettiest campsite. So I have brought with me some little oat cakes, which are crackers, and some camembert. Now this is actually going to be really useful tomorrow morning for starting the fire, so I won't just chuck it on the fire now, because I think I'm going to be grateful for it tomorrow. I've got a little stash here, a piece of newspaper. I've actually got 6 firelighters. Ooh. And put all this kindling under the cover. Now somewhere I had a little piece of camembert. Where is it? There it is. Oh, this is fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks for coming with me. I've got a lovely piece of steak, just a small, good quality piece of steak for dinner, and some mashed potato, just instant mash, with mushrooms and courgette and onion and garlic, salt and pepper. That is going to be amazing. So I just need to get some coals for it. And then I can get on to cooking the steak. Ooh, where is my knife? That would not be good. Ow! Be careful. Right, let's see if I can find my knife. I think I have said this before, but this knife is probably one of my favourite things in my camping kit. No, not that one. Where is it? That's not a knife. This is a knife. I bought it years ago, before I was even really a connoisseur of camping, items, and before I really even thought and researched what I wanted. But it's just great. It's just, the brand is just Buck. Just love it. It's great. all of your efforts start to pay off. It's so good. I just love this. I'm quite literally in heaven. Now who was it? Was it Tiffany? You stay in heaven, love comes first. To make heaven in a place on earth. I'm not a singer. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. Right now it is. For me. I was thinking today while I was walking, because I'd been listening to a podcast and they were talking about extroversion and introversion, and how it relates to emotions and emotional expression and things like that. I'm a bit of a nerd. I love science-related stuff. So it was Andrew Huberman's podcast, the Huberman Lab, which is my all-time favourite. And I was just reflecting that as an introvert, I'm an extroverted introvert. I love people. People are my favourite thing. But I need to be away from people to recharge my batteries, because I run out of energy for people. And so the funny thing is, I'm out here on my own, but I'm like with thousands of people, and this is just so me. I was just thinking, isn't this just so me? I can't stop loving people and just wanting to be with people, and yet doing it in a way that recharges my batteries by allowing me to be alone. Perfection. So thank you for joining me on this trip, but not smothering me so that I'm depleted from energy. I told you guys that I would answer some questions that people have been posing in the comments. Now the reason I'm doing this, well, part of the reason is because a little while ago I suggested that I might want to do some YouTube live chats. Kind of changed my mind, which I guess is my prerogative. YouTube is an interesting beast. If you fiddle with it too much with your channel and it just kind of confuses the YouTube algorithm. And I've been looking at other people's channels, and lives don't get as many views as the typical videos. And so at this point for my channel, because it's quite small, I can't really afford to have a video that doesn't get around 10,000 views, because I think I'm being penalised by the algorithm. And it looks like most people get about 1 in 10 people watching their lives, which for me would be about 1,000, and YouTube would suddenly go, oh, people don't like her content. So I'm going to hold off doing lives until I open up channel membership. So when I get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to open up channel membership, and then probably do lives as a thing for membership. I'm sharing that with you now, but I might change my mind again. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking. So when I said to people, oh, I might be doing lives, what kind of things would you like me to talk about? Like, what do you want to know? And people put some comments about what they were interested in knowing. And I thought, seeing as I'm not going to do lives, why don't I answer those questions during my fireside chat? So overwhelmingly, the question that the majority of people have dun, 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 relates to how my family feel about me doing these camps. It seems like you guys are a bit curious, or some of you are curious about whether, you know, would they worry about me? Some people have also asked, you know, would your family ever come camping with you? So how do my family feel about me doing these videos? First of all, seeing as I'm talking about gratitude today, I am grateful to have an amazing husband and two really, really cool kids. They're teenagers and they're just a delight. I adore everything about them. But all of us in our family, we're all unique, like you guys. We all have the things that we really, really love to do. And as a family, we're very supportive of each other. So the reason my family don't come out camping with me is not because they don't like camping, it's just because they have strong passions for other things, and camping is my strong passion. My husband, if I invited my husband and said, it's really important to me, please would you come with me? He'd say, absolutely. But likewise, I'd say that with his interests. So we definitely have times where we share interests, but my children have their passions. And I love to support and promote their passions rather than making them do what I like to do. And the same goes for my husband. So no, you probably won't, I won't never say never, but you probably won't see them camping with me, purely because they are dynamic, charismatic, wonderful, busy people as well, and they have things that they love to do. I go camping during the week because I want to minimize the impact on my family. So my kids are at school. When I'm away, they're at school, or they're getting themselves home, and then my husband's there in the evening with them, but it minimizes the impact on the family if I go away midweek. So no, they won't come with me. What do they think? They are incredibly supportive and proud of me. My husband is much more of a risk taker than me. I think it's, you know, not to generalize, but more of a male characteristic, but he's much more of a risk taker. He's really proud of me for taking a risk and doing what I'm doing on YouTube, because it kind of goes against my natural tendencies, which is to shy away from attention. My daughter is really proud of her mum doing something that is hers. She sees me spending a lot of time doing a lot for other people, and I think she's really proud of me for doing something for me that I love. I think she's the one that misses me the most when I'm not around. And so when I tell her that I'm going, she says, "Aww." But she never says, "Please don't go." She never says, "I don't want you to go." She's so supportive and encouraging. My son
is the reason that I do this. If any of you guys are parents, I just want you to imagine for a second. You know how proud you are of your own children, but you know that feeling when you discover that your children are proud of you? It's absolutely unreal. My son is the reason that I do this, because he is the one who encouraged me to. He was the one who said, I'll teach you how to edit using Premiere Pro. He's the one that loaned me his camera that he'd spent countless hours saving for. He's the one that would set everything up for me, that would make my thumbnails for me in the beginning. My son has been the most incredible support to me. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. So what do my family think? They think it's amazing. Do they worry about me? No, they do not worry about me. They know me well enough. They know I can handle myself. I don't think right now they're even thinking about me, which ironically is a really nice feeling, because when you raise secure children, and when you have a security in your marriage, people are not thinking about you all the time. You know, they can feel secure to get on with their lives and think about me every now and then, like, oh, I wonder how Mum's camp's going, but they certainly aren't thinking, I hope she comes back alive. No. They know me well enough. They know I can handle myself. Started letting the fire burn down so that I could cook over it. I need to cook over the coals. But it just felt so sad. I'm just loving the flames. The flames give me light. And the heat gives me such optimism. Joy. And the smoke gives me a nervous breakdown. Oh, no, seriously, the fire is just such a delight. And I really don't want to let it burn down to coals, because I'm not confident I'll be able to get it going again. And it's actually just so lovely to sit here with it. So I'm going to cook over gas. For anybody who missed what I said earlier about why I'm cooking over gas and has maybe skipped that bit and suddenly arrived at this part and they're thinking, you've got a fire there, why aren't you cooking on that? This is why the instantaneous change of heat, the control you have with gas, you just can't achieve on a fire. I'd be burning things, I'd be undercooking things, I'd be getting pissed off. It's nice to cook over the fire when you can, but this fire, it's just too temperamental. Like it's, all of its heat is in its flames. I'm really not able to achieve good coals. So it's not a fire that's good for cooking over, but it's lovely for its heat. So I softened some sliced onion and garlic, and then I've added some sliced mushroom and thinly sliced courgette, and I'm just going to cook that down, and then I'll put it aside, cook the steak and put it all together, vegetables, the steak and the mash. The mash is just keeping warm by the fire. So I've decided that I'm not going to have a fire in the morning, and that is based on the fact that my night has been dominated by keeping this fire going. And so I figure that if I have a fire in the morning, my morning will also be dominated by keeping a fire going. And that doesn't sound like much fun. So I've just put all my firewood on, and I'm really enjoying that heat. And in the morning I will stay in my sleeping bag and I can just lean out of my tent and cook up my coffee. And breakfast tomorrow, it is pancakes with banana, maple syrup and cinnamon. Woo-hoo-hoo. Smoke is coming this way, just as I wanted to show you dinner. I'm not sure how well you can see that. It's not very conventional in its appearance because the steak's on the bottom, but I've got beautiful mashed potato, a lovely piece of steak, onions, garlic, mushrooms and courgette, and that is going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait. Yum. And I've got a little bit of leftover soy sauce that I can season it with a bit more if I want. Well, you guys, I'm going to tuck into this dinner. It's raining again, so I'm going to sit here and listen to the rain on the tarp and watch the last of the fire burn down. And then the only other chores that I've got left to do is I need to go down and get some more water, and I need to wash my dishes because I want them to be clean for the morning. I say my only chores, but I've just realised I haven't set up my mat or my sleeping bag, so I've got a few things to do. But first things first, dinner time.
I'm trussed up in heaps of layers, but I feel really nice and warm. Good night, everybody. I'll see you in the morning.
So good morning. It's been such a lovely, peaceful morning, just drinking coffee and reading my book. Oh, I've had a nice hot wash. And I think it's time for pancakes. The sun is creeping its way down the hill. It's not quite in the valley. Probably by the time I've made the pancakes, it's going to be across here, which will be great. What I'll do, I don't think we'll get the sun under the trees here at all, so what I'll probably do later on when I'm packing up is move the tent out into the sun and just try and let it dry off a little bit before I take it home.
These guys are so cute. This is a little robin. I usually get a friendly robin joining me on every trip. Much nicer to have around than wekas or keas. They're such sweet little birds. Very curious. So I've invented a new breakfast called smashed pancakes. The robin doesn't seem to mind that it's not pretty. Now I know lots of you will be thinking, oh, give the robin some pancake. But that's not how native animals work. You don't give them human food. It teaches them to hang around humans and it's not good for their guts. He's a happy little robin in his happy little environment, eating what he needs to eat to make him healthy, and I don't need to give him pancakes. Hey, besides, you're finding little bits and pieces. I can see them in your beak. What have you found? I've got some cinnamon and some maple syrup, so I'm going to put that onto my smashed pancake and I'm going to indulge. And the sun is nearly here. So nearly. It's actually getting late though, so I'm going to have to get packed up and I don't think I'm going to be able to wait for the sun.
actually drying off nicely out there in the sun. I've just got the tent to pull down and pack away, and then I need to dismantle my fire pit. I'm going to take the rocks that I use for the fire pit and put them around the big existing one, and take the ashes and put it into the big fire as well, just so there's no trace of my little add-on fire. Oh, I'm sorry to say goodbye to this place. It'd be lovely to stay another night and enjoy the sun and the warmth. I love to go camping in the rain, but what would be wonderful is to have one day of rain and one day of sun. But it's hard to find 2 nights in a busy schedule, as I'm sure you guys would appreciate. So I'm just delighted to have been able to have got out. This was perfect. This is what I needed. And not too strenuous, not too heavy, simple camp with beautiful weather, a little bit of everything. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. I want to say a special thanks to some really special people, 17 people. I'll put your guys' names up on the screen. I want to say thank you to these people. These are my Buy Me a Coffee members. So I don't have YouTube membership open yet. As I said, I'll do that when I get to 10,000. But in the meantime, I have channel members on Buy Me a Coffee, and these 17 people are really special because they donate a little bit of money every month to help fund the channel. And why that's really valuable is because the YouTube ad revenue is a bit fickle. You never really know from one month to the next how you're going to do. But my members allow me to predict for the next month what I can spend, and that helps me plan what I'm going to be doing and cover the expenses that are involved. So thank you so much to you guys. Also a big thank you to Louise and AINZ Firm, who donated a little bit through the YouTube Super Thanks this week. Although I am thanking people for their donations, I really want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for just watching the video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching it all the way through. And thank you for clicking the like button and all of that, because that really matters. It really helps YouTube to know the content is enjoyed by people and to promote it to others. And that helps my channel to grow. It helps me then to be able to plan and create bigger and better content. I'd love to have some new tents. I'd love to go further afield. I'd love to do more bigger and better and exciting things for you guys. But that needs some growth from the channel. So thank you so much to all of you. You mean the world to me. I really, really appreciate the support you give me. If you are interested in Buy Me a Coffee membership, I'll put a link up at the end of this video, and I'll also put a link to another video you might enjoy. If you've liked this one, I think you will like the one that I'm going to link for you. I'm going to finish my pack up, and I'm going to get on the track. I might do a little bit of filming just because we've got the sunlight, and people often say, is it always raining in New Zealand? And it's not always raining in New Zealand. I'm seeking out the rain. So I might take a little bit of footage as we're leaving of the beautiful mountains on an absolutely bluebird day. Let's go.